if there's a young professional that's listening to our conversation here, or realistically anybody that's listening and that's interested in getting involved in soccer as a profession as far as strength conditioning goes, and even maybe potentially getting a job in the MLS, I mean, is there anything that they should know about the field from your standpoint and the angle of soccer as a whole, as a field, as a sport, and as an industry?
I mean, I think the nice thing about MLS and about soccer in the U.S. is that it's growing, and I think that's the most, in a sense, that's the most important thing because, with growth is going to come opportunities. This league is, let's see here, I might be wrong with this, I believe it's in its 17th season now, 16th, 17th, 18th season. So it's, in the grand scheme of things, it's a very young league, but it's also is a very exciting time because I think as the league continues to grow, as it adds teams, it's looking to add a 20th team now, we're up to 19 teams now, that it creates jobs, it creates opportunities, and then within each club is that U.S. soccer is, in a sense, really making a push now. MLS soccer is making a push to really take it to the next level now, and you're starting to see that within each club now. You're having reserve teams, you're having club teams, you're having an academy system. So you're developing your first team, but you're now also developing those subsequent teams down the line. And with that, these teams need people in place to make sure that everyone's on the same page and that the entire organization, the entire club's doing the same thing. So you look at where we were at 3 or 4 years ago, most clubs in the MLS, they had their first team and their first team only. Now roster sizes are bigger. Clubs have upwards of 30 guys on a roster. You have an entire reserve league now for the MLS. Most clubs now have, their U18, their U16, working their way on down U14s and even younger where, they're actually developing kids and, these kids start to move up with the club with the ideas that they start to get to that age now they can actually be signed by the first team, but now everybody stays within the same system, and that'll help. From the actual soccer side, if your club has, your kind of style of play set or, you have your entire coaching staff and set where these guys can now actually really start to develop the skill set they need. And then from our side, the strength and conditioning side is also important because now we can actually implement a lot of these things that we're trying to do with the guys, at a younger age. Our club, I basically take care of the first team. We have another coach who looks over the academy system now, but, I can honestly say, within the next couple of years, what's a 2-person job now is going to turn into a 3, 4, 5-person job, and if every club around the league, in a sense, is taking that same approach if they haven't already, it creates jobs for us, and it creates a lot of opportunity for guys to get into this field. From there, they can, in a sense, grow up, and take their, progress their careers along, within the club and within the club system. It's similar to what you're going to find with baseball. Even as a strength coach, you start at single leg. As you get that experience, as things change within the organization, you move your way up. I think you're going to see a little bit of that with MLS soccer, with just U.S. soccer in general.
Well, Coach Yauss, it's been a pleasure to talk with you on the phone here. I know you're a busy man, and I appreciate you coming in there early into the office to have a little bit of a conversation and share some insights into not only your experiences, but just an aspect of our industry as far as soccer goes that people don't really think about too often as far as a job goes, or even sometimes you can put a lot of thought into as far as the programming goes, because it's just not a gigantic sport here at the moment in comparison to the other fall sports that we have that are going on.
Yep.
But this is a gigantic growing opportunity for a lot of people to get involved with. Obviously, to see how it's grown in only a couple of years here, I'll even say the last 5 to 10 years, just the visibility and the names and the emphasis that people put on it as far as the strength and conditioning side of things, from the youth all the way up to the MLS side of things, has been really, really great to see. So, again, thank you very much for taking some time out of your day to share some thoughts there. If anybody had any questions about what we discussed or wanted to find out more information about maybe your programming, or just wanted to reach out to you to maybe even swing by and talk about doing an internship or just getting experience, or even just to talk shop about strength training or conditioning for soccer, I mean, how would they go about reaching out to you and actually get a chance to get in touch with you?
The easiest way is with me is by email. My email address is B as in boy, my last name Yauss at athletesperformance.com. So it's byauss@athletesperformance.com. Athletes Performance, on their website, they have an entire career section now. So in terms of looking for employment opportunities, internship opportunities, I get all my interns with the Galaxy basically through them. Athletes Performance in general, so they're always looking for highly motivated, highly qualified, passionate coaches, with everything that they have going on. So career section on their website's great. It's a great way to look at some of the various things that are out there.
Well, again, Coach Yauss, so again, thank you very much for taking time out of your day there. I look forward to this conversation just leading us to future conversations and developing a relationship I'd like to definitely talk to you more about what you're doing on the conditioning side of things with the heart rate monitoring and the movement prep stuff that you do, and maybe even how you're incorporating small-sided games into your practice or your conditioning model. I mean, there's so many things we can talk about from here on out, so I hopefully this just opens up the door for us to communicate and help one another, obviously provide information that helps others as well. So thank you very much for taking the time of your day. I look forward to keeping in touch, my man.
All right, thank you for having me on. It was an honor.